Thank you for coming to Women Media Center. We are very grateful to you.
Thank you.
We would just like to interview you briefly about something about elections in Women Media Center. What do you seek that political scenario of Pakistan? Will it withstand any alteration or any radical change after elections?
Yes, as someone who's been observing Pakistan for the past 7 or 8 years, I've seen a lot of positive improvement, and I think we're very happy that this civilian government is coming to serve out its full term, and we feel that the process should go on. It seems like within the next week the government will dissolve. There'll be a caretaker government, and elections should be held in a couple months. And the results of those elections, we don't, I don't think, take any position on that, but it's just a positive development that the democratic process is continuing. So in terms of any radical changes, I don't think there will be any. I think there's quite a lot of support for different parties, and whether that results in the hung parliament or not, we don't know. But in any case, I think whichever party wins the next election should continue their sort of march forward and keep the democratic process going. Yeah.
Recently, there have been beliefs propagated among the media that acute political situation in the country, like Abbasan incident in Karachi, Balochistan bomb blast, and Badami Bagh incident in Lahore, and further continuous terrorist acts. Do you believe that this is somehow the reason for the delay of elections in Pakistan?
I think that's, the thought definitely crosses people's minds. It crosses my mind. And certainly we do expect the level of violence to rise before elections, unfortunately. However, I think all parties have sort of expressed a commitment to holding elections on time. So far they've kept to that promise, and I think that they'll follow through. So I don't think any of these incidents and bomb blasts and incidents of violence will derail the elections, whatever the intentions of the people perpetrating these acts.
Will future elections be able to sustain democracy, as we all know that Pakistan is having a transitional democracy?
Well, I certainly hope so. We support the democratic process here. It's always a big question. Things can always go backwards very easily, but I don't think I'm alone in expressing surprise, pleasant surprise that the government has been quite tolerant and kept the democratic process moving forward and introduced constitutional amendments. So there are a lot of positive things to be said about the past 5 years, despite the poor governance and the deterioration in the security situation. But the real test is not this election, but the next election. If we can get 2 or 3 election cycles under our belt, I think things will improve, and democracy will definitely have a strong foothold in Pakistani culture and society. And ultimately, that's what we're interested in: people's minds and habits and behaviors changing, and they accept democracy. Right now, it's a little bit early to say, because we've seen countries where they've had democracy and then they go back after 15 years or something like that. So the test will be not these upcoming elections, which were pretty certain to happen, but the elections after that. And if the process can keep going, democracy will also strengthen. Yeah.
In 7 years with the Women Media Center, what developments and weaknesses have you observed, as you are our very first partner?
Yeah, I mean, I was asking this question even among the people who's helped start the Women Media Center, and what their expectations were at the beginning, and what changes they've seen, and whether they were surprised or whether it met their expectations. And I think everyone, including myself, have been pleasantly surprised. And ultimately, the commitment of the staff and the board members and the management of Women Media Center is what made this endeavor really succeed. Originally, it was focused on print media, and then whether it could transition successfully to television was a big question mark. But once again, we believe that commitment is the most important thing, and that we had no doubt that the staff and the people behind Women Media Center were very committed, and that shows that in the work they've done. Well, all of you have done amazing work, and seeing all the young women going into work in media and media houses and journalistic organizations is a real testament to the value of the program. It's not just theoretical work. It's something that has real life applications. It's practical. People use it to apply it in their jobs. It's not something they take a workshop for 5 days and then forget about it for the rest of their lives. It's really impacted them personally, but also the media scene in Pakistan. Now we see a lot of Women Media Center graduates working in the media, making a contribution, changing the discourse about politics to be more, gender friendly, and women do focus on more, I think, important aspects of politics. It's not just about who's on top and those types of sort of horse races, but on real issues, that affect people like health and education, security, all these issues.
As you know, Women Media Center believes in achieving gender equality and women empowerment in media. With all our feedbacks and the reports that you get to go through, do you believe that we are heading in the right direction?
I mean, definitely. I think the evidence is already there that you've achieved a lot of your goals. Women are entering the media, they're getting jobs, they're having their voices heard in the media, they're raising their profile. But ultimately, the goal is very long-term, and we want women in, not just positions where they're reading news, but they're deciding what the news is, and they become editors or the producers or the real gatekeepers to information in Pakistani society. And I think the real value of the Women Media Center will be felt not even in now or the next 2 years, but down the road. That women who got their first exposure to political journalism or investigative journalism or election reporting at Women Media Center will remember what they learned here, and rather than just going into entertainment or some other topic like that, they've made a contribution in really informing the public, and I think whether you're talking short, medium, or long term, that Women Media Center will have a very positive impact. So,
any suggestion or comments for our trainees, viewers?
Like I said, I think commitment to the overall mission, the goals of gender equality in media, or simple goals like seeking out the truth, speaking truth, following your passion and your dreams. These are very important and will help you succeed in whatever you do. But we hope that your experience in Women Media Center will lead you into a life of engagement with media, with journalism, with public life. So I wish you the best, and encourage you to follow those dreams and passions.
Thank you so much for your interview and your precious time. Thank you so much.